Landing your first $10,000 client as a developer in 2026 is easier than passing a technical interview at Google. And I know that sounds insane, but I watched this play out with hundreds of developers at this point, and I cannot pretend that it is not true anymore. My name is Bago, and I went from a software engineering manager at a Fortune 500 company making $250,000 a year to running a 7-figure AI consulting firm located in Los Angeles. And what I'm about to tell you in this video goes directly against basically everything that you've been told about starting a business as a software engineer. Building a business as a software engineer in 2026 is not hard. In fact, comparably to before, it's embarrassingly easy. The only reason that you have not done it yet is because you are still playing the wrong game. I'm going to break down exactly why the bar has dropped more than ever in 2026, why most developers still cannot quite see it, and what you can actually do about it to get to the next level. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So here's something that nobody in the dev influencer space wants to admit. For the last 15 years, the hard part of building a software business was the building. I mean, if you wanted to do anything big, really, you had to hire a team, you had to raise money, you had to spend months shipping an MVP that barely worked. If you're a solo developer, you were at the bottom of the mountain for this. Sure, you could climb it, but very, very slowly. Well, now that mountain is pretty much gone. With Cloud Code, Cursor, and the current stack of AI tools, I mean, you can pretty much do anything at this point. I myself haven't written any code in over a year almost. And at our firm, we ship things consistently in hours that used to take our old engineering team literally about 1 or 2 full sprints. And I'm not saying that to flex, that's literally just a new baseline for every single serious developer now. This means that building isn't a bottleneck anymore. Building is now a commodity. Building is the easy part. So what's actually the hard part then? Well, talking to humans, finding the problem, getting paid for solving it. That is the hard part. But here's what most developers actually get wrong. They assume that because the building flipped from hard to easy, everything else must have also flipped from easy to hard. But it didn't. Talking to a human is not hard. It didn't get any harder. It was, and still is, just uncomfortable. And uncomfortable and hard are 2 completely different things. You have already done a lot of uncomfortable things in your life. You got through 4 years of computer science. You grinded lead code to go on those interviews. You survived on-call rotations at 2 in the morning. You've dealt with stand-up meetings where you've had insane responsibility. So you've done the hard work as well as the uncomfortable work. Walking into a dentist's office and saying, listen, your phone system is costing you patience, I can fix it for $4,000. It's not necessarily hard. All you have to do is walk in and talk. It's just gonna be a little weird and uncomfortable the first time you do it. But after the 5th time, I mean, it's nothing. So let's talk about what you're actually walking into when you step outside your 9 to 5. Most developers picture the business world like the job market. Thousands of applications fighting for one specific opening. They think it's crowded, competitive, ruthless. But the honest truth is, if you're doing anything under, I would say, minimum $10 million, well, you're gonna have it pretty easy. There are over 30 million businesses in the US alone. Most of them have heard about AI, the other half have not, but none of them have figured out what to actually do with it. So they're just sitting there, quietly watching their competitors, quietly panicking, and trying to find somebody who actually understands the tech and can also explain it to them without sounding like a complete robot. Now think about who those businesses are talking to right now. They're talking to non-technical AI consultants who watched a YouTube video about an data automation last week. They're talking to agencies with flashy websites who can't deliver. They're talking to nobody because they don't know where to start. You're not walking into a crowded market. You're actually walking into a town where pretty much every single pipe is leaking, and you are the only plumber out there who can fix these pipes. I mean, not too long ago, I was at a Chamber of Commerce event here in Glendale in LA, and it was one event. I met the owner of a freight company, told him I could stop his team from missing calls during peak hours, pitched him a pilot on the spot. After the pilot, built a relationship, and pretty much walked out of that event with a multi-6-figure engagement. That wasn't because I'm some crazy sales genius. I wasn't. I was simply a software engineer who just knew how to look for problems and I wasn't afraid to go beyond the uncomfortableness of talking to people. All I had to do was enter the room, look for things I could build, explain that I could build it, and just make it work. That's the entire game. Now, here's where the actual trap is and where most developers actually pretty much fail before they even start. You hear build a business and your brain immediately jumps directly to a SaaS. Building an application, launching it, collecting MRR, moving to southern Portugal. Well, that's not what I'm talking about. That is actually the hardest possible version of entrepreneurship that you could pick as a first move. Every indie hacker that you see posting some revenue screenshots from their SaaS on X has one thing in common that you're not seeing. They all have distribution. They all have an audience. They all have an email list that they've built over the course of years before they ever launched a single product. But you don't have that yet. So when you build a SaaS without the distribution, you are basically skipping directly to level 20 of a video game when you haven't even completed the tutorial and even unlocked level 1. So what is level 1? Well, services are level 1, and services are stupid easy for a developer because the delivery is the part that you already know how to do. Sandra, one of the developers inside Code2CEO, or Startup Accelerator, well, she's an MIT grad. She used to work 2 full-time engineering jobs at the same exact time because she was overemployed and burned out. She came to me and she said, I can build anything, but I can't sell. I just want to code. But she didn't launch a SaaS, she didn't raise any money, she didn't buy a course on cold email. She picked up the phone and started reaching out to people in her network who were in the healthcare space because she had already worked in healthcare before and somewhat new to the industry. Within a few weeks, she already had 3 paying clients, and less than a year later, she quit both jobs. She's now making more than both salaries combined, completely on her own. And she didn't need to become a different person. All she really needed was just to stop playing the hard game. So why is this specifically shockingly easy in 2026 and not 5 years ago? Well, a few things broke open at the same exact time. One, the cost of delivery significantly dropped to basically zero with AI. You don't need to hire anybody anymore. You don't need the same infrastructure. One developer plus a few AI tools can deliver what an agency of, let's say, 10 people was delivering in 2021. And 2, every business owner in America got scared of AI at the same time. There's a collective panic happening across every industry. Dentists, law firms, construction, real estate, e-com, they all know they have to adapt. They just have no idea how. And they're pretty much sitting on a pile of money, waiting for somebody to come through and tell them exactly what to do with that money and how to do it. And 3, the non-technical crowd that used to be your biggest competition in 2023, well, the same people selling ChatGPT wrappers and sloppy automations on the internet and make.com, they are imploding. Clients are firing them, which means that the market has now adjusted, and right now it is actually cleaner than it was at the peak of the AI hype. And 4, and this is the one that nobody really talks about, boomer business owners are retiring at a rate of 10,000 per day in the US. Their businesses are being passed down, sold, or modernized. Every single one of those transitions is a software opportunity that did not exist 3 years ago. So you're not necessarily early, but you're also not late. You are walking in the exact opening that at the exact same moment the door is the widest and the room is the emptiest. But let me be straight with you about something, because otherwise this video is just going to be another piece of motivational bullshit. Easy does not mean automatic. Easy does not mean no work. Easy means the pieces are there, the game is solvable, and the path is obvious if you actually walk it from A to Z. 90% of developers who hear what I just said will do nothing with it. They will close this video, say, well, that sounded nice, or that was bullshit, open their work laptop, and go back to fixing tickets for somebody else's company. The thing standing between you and your first $10,000 client in 2026 isn't skill, isn't money, isn't time, it's not luck, it's not the economy, it's whether you are willing to actually have one uncomfortable conversation with a human being. Just one DM, one walk into a local business, one call to a former colleague, one call to a business owner in your network, one pitch to somebody you already know. That is all that is required of you. Paul, another developer in Code2CEO, sent one highly personalized LinkedIn message, and $10,000 deal plus $1,000 a month retainer came out of it. He was shocked that it actually worked. And the reason he was shocked was because he'd spent years assuming that it wouldn't work. At the end of the day, the only thing that is really hard about this is the 2 seconds of discomfort before you hit send or before you talk to somebody. So here's my honest take. If you are a software engineer sitting on years of technical skill and you are telling yourself the economy is bad or that, hey, it's coming for your job and that you can't start a business right now because of all these reasons, you're either lying to yourself or you have never truly tried. In 2026, for the first time in history, the hardest part of building a business, the technical execution, is the part that you already dominate and that it's also becoming the easiest. The skills that used to take decades to build and millions in VC money to fund you, you have them now sitting in your head as of this moment. So the window is wide open, the room is empty, all you have to do is just literally walk into it. Now, if you want to accelerate this exact transition, you should apply for Code to CEO, a private startup accelerator specifically dedicated to software engineers, where you'll have weekly one-on-one calls with me, private community of founders who are actively building businesses, and quarterly in-person masterminds with founders doing 6, 7, and 8 figures. So apply to Code to CEO. The link will be in the description below. Remember, just a 5-minute application followed up with a call directly with me if you get accepted. Click the link below in the description or in the comment section to go ahead and fill out your application. And if you want to see exactly how I would personally go about starting a software business from complete scratch in 2026, you need to watch this video right here. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good one.